Force, Luke.
Sometimes truth isn't good enough.
I feel the need for speed.
Ray, when someone asks you if you're a god, you say yes!
Because it's their time. Their time. Up there. Down here, it's our time. It's our time down here.
It looks like we're ready to go. You might have noticed we're doing something a little different here. Changed up the location a little bit. We're doing some work downstairs, but I do have a surprise for y'all tonight on Winter Wolf's Den, and we're going to get to that surprise next. And none of this is going to work how I want it to work. And speaking of surprises, let's just bring in the surprise now and get right to it. Hey, we're in the same place. Look at that. We're in the same place at the same time.
Yeah, this is crazy. It's kind of weird watching all of this happen. We haven't done this in, 20 years?
20 odd years, dude. I feel like I should pull like the phone out and just do like a panoramic of the room and kind of like show everybody the nonsense we had to go through to get this shit up and running, because it's crazy what you had to do.
Like the old Chinese proverb said,
oh, good Lord.
The journey of 1,000 steps begins with a broken fan belt and a leaky tire.
Dude, and 3 trips to Walmart, a trip to Lowe's, a trip to Home Depot. It was crazy.
And let's not forget the liquor store.
Let's not forget the liquor store. So how about cheers to episode 100. Thank you guys for being here. Into the Oracle in the back, without whom's guidance, this would not have worked, not by a stretch, because I was going to go home at like 3:30. And we were literally setting this up until like 15 minutes ago when we were still doing last minute shit.
Still trying to get some things working. Technology is just
dude, technology beat the crap out of us today. Can't handle it. But hey, look at mediocre Maiden came back. The brain is melting though. Yeah. Look at that. It's almost like they probably Pabe's calling for the mic is a little low on your side. I'm probably just loud though. We'll let the King sort that out. So we got a few topics that we're going to do tonight when King gets his volume dialed in. We're actually got another review set for you guys tomorrow. We're going to go out of the theater after we see Supergirl tomorrow night.
Yes, we are.
Which is going to be some craziness. That's going to be our lead topic tonight. Anyway, I got a Star Wars one that's a little bit, dude. Sorry. It's going to be what it's going to be, Ivan. It's going to be what it's going to be. The Star Wars topic is interesting because somebody actually put together a little chat GPT prompt that just about demonstrably, objectively proves that Lucasfilm is boned. And that was it wasn't so much a leaked document. I know I told you that earlier. Mm-hmm. It was a chat GPT prompt that broke down some numbers based on like ticket sales over time. We'll get to that. Dude, Supergirl is going to be wild because not only are the two of us going to go check that out, the Oracle's coming with us too, and an old buddy from high school is coming through. We all have wildly different perspectives on comic book movies, superhero movies, occupational backgrounds, everything. It's going to be crazy, and I'm going to see if I can get him to come on the show, which is going to be nuts.
That'd be nice. I haven't seen Homeboy since...
Exactly. We're going to get him a screen
95.
Name. I'm going to call him the D Block for a little while. We'll see if we can get that to stick. Maybe he'll bite on that. I don't know.
But I hope he doesn't bite the D Block.
Oh, yeah, he might. I don't know. It's been a while. He might. We'll see what happens. Dude, we've talked about Supergirl a few times.
Yes, we have.
And even since the last time we've talked about Supergirl, the projections have been lowered again. Every time I see the projection lowered, I get a little more concerned that I'm just going to be bored for a couple hours. Like, I don't honestly care if it's good, bad, woke, not woke. I don't care. I just don't want to be bored tomorrow. What do you think we're in for in terms of every single time they lower the money? Do you think you're in store for more boredom? Or are you just going to be annoyed? Are you going in completely open-minded? Like, where are you sitting now?
So I think this is kind of the tale that James Gunn's magic is dying. Like what he did with Guardians of the Galaxy was pretty awesome. And a lot of people agree, but I don't think it's going to carry over into this new role that's keeping him in charge.
With the creative control thing?
Yeah. Mm-hmm. I think that he's going to get fired once they are done with this hold that they, the purchase.
The Paramount thing with the Ellisons?
Yeah. That kind of, they're kind of on hold. So,
well, they get to pick their guy, right? Like the new bosses get to come in and do new leadership and then new creative direction. Do you think they're going to take a look at last summer and be like, hey, your flagship, your non-Batman flagship title did this number? You've got a couple of animated things and the Peacemaker thing. Is there really any sort of shot that is Supergirl like a C-list, D-list? I don't even know where she ranks in terms of sales for books. I know she's got some fans, but still.
Yeah, I mean, it depends on how they depict Supergirl, because the WB show or CW show did pretty well with numbers
for a while.
The girl who played Kara in that one is very likable,
and
they did throw in some modern day themes to it. They introduced Martian the Manhunter in it in his human form, so they did some things where it was telling the story without focusing on the outside life that much. Like, it still showed her, like, she couldn't date because she's Supergirl.
Oh, clearly.
And like what her sister's going through, her adoptive sister going through, coming out and stuff like that. So it had those type of topics. And I'm not looking at the camera. I should definitely look at the camera a little bit more.
Look back and forth.
Yeah.
Ivan says real quick, Supergirl is Gillespie though, not Gunn. Dude, if you think that it's Gillespie working completely on his own without Gunn's direction, I got a bridge to sell you. I don't know what to tell you, boss. There's no shot that Gunn's letting any of these initial projects just go off on their own without his creative oversight. He might not direct everything day to day. He might not be behind the camera by himself, but there's no shot at this point in the game with this much on the line trying to get this off the ground that he's going to put that in the hands of like a journeyman director. No way. No, definitely not, because this is tied to him now. Everything that they put out, it's Gunn's name. It's like Feige now. The reason why he changed his process, and they've canceled 3 movies. They canceled 4 series to go back to and bringing back the Russo brothers. And now that the Russo brothers are signed on as content control for the next phase for the Mutant Saga, this is stuff you kind of want, and you want that control, but nothing gets through on Marvel's screen unless Kevin Feige checks that OK button. And that's what I'm saying for this DCU thing, especially in the beginning. Now, if they got 2 successful waves or phases off the ground, whatever they're calling it on the DCU side, if they did that, then of course that guy would take a back seat. He'd bring in other collaborators to do what they're going to roll out next. Like if they had whatever the DCU's equivalent of like the Mutant Saga would be, he'd be like, okay, we're going to farm that out to you, King. This is your area of expertise. You do that. Oh, we're going to bring in so-and-so over here. You're going to do that. Reeves can still do Batman. People seem pretty hyped for that. I don't know. But I think that this dude is up, not to chew the phrase anymore that's been chewed. He's got to be up against some kind of gun. I mean, if everything that's coming out has a diminishing return on the views, if you're the Ellisons coming in, if you're 50% invested on keeping this guy around, what kind of expectations do you have for Supergirl if Superman wasn't even close to like $1 billion hit? Like it was like a 650 mil. Like I'm hearing this is going to start. They've lowered tracking now on Supergirl as low as mid-30s.
Like opening weekend mid-30s?
Mid-30s, dude. Do you know what neighborhood that puts that in? That puts that in the Marvels territory.
It puts it in there with Masters of the Universe.
Shit, yeah, but we like that though. That's the problem with that.
We might still like this movie. Like once again,
to be clear.
Because once again, we talked about this last week, where like we can't judge a success of a movie strictly on box office.
Cannot.
But that's what the business, the bean counters, that's what they count success. Is it making its money back? Can we move forward? If it doesn't make enough money back, does it buy the sequel, or does it buy the next one in that franchise? Does James Gunn not have a full grasp of what he's trying to do? Sure. Now, I think the look and feel will feel exactly the same as Superman. The colors, the way they blends, camera choices, stuff like that. I think that will stay consistent. What I think they're going to miss on this is that, once again, they're looking for our favorite cryptic.
Yeah.
The modern audience.
Yeah. Ivan just pointed out, he said these phases are called chapters. He's 100% right, because I think this one actually had a title. It was called Gods and Monsters, if I remember right, early on. But you know what? That's a great point, Ivan. Thank you for bringing that up about the chapters, because I feel like that's a nifty differentiating thing that Marvel didn't do. They just called them phase 1, phase 2. When you're putting it out there like it's a book, like it's an installment, you've got a pretty cool title like Gods and Monsters. Why haven't they plastered that every which way to be like, to remind you exactly what you're in for?
Because right now WB's in flux, and right now their marketing department's probably all looking for new jobs. So they're not out there doing the best they can. Probably the 4 or 5 that's going to make the transition to Paramount, WB, whatever they're going to make the new name to be.
They're gonna have to merge something there.
Yep.
Sure.
You're going to have so many redundancy positions that so many people are going to lose their job in the film industry.
There's a lot of mid-level managers going to be toast.
If you have a new one like Neon or something like that, that's going to be looking for people, this is the time to start,
absorbing them up.
Yeah, trying to get that extra business loan to start get some of these people so they can get their movies rolling because they're on the same glide path that Blumhouse was on.
A24.
Yeah.
For sure. Yeah, it'd be interesting to see where that talent disperses. And it's not like there's not talented people that work at these companies, despite some of the dumpster fire content that they put out. When we hit up that movie tomorrow, I'm going to try and come at it from a couple of different points. Because what we typically do here, and you guys have seen us do this, is we're not just a numbers channel. Neither of us are financial analysts. We're just movie fans. We just like movies. We just like pop culture stuff. We like to see superheroes doing superhero shit.
Yep.
Right? So I'm going to go in with a double framework this time, though. Because I actually followed through on my homework this week, guys. I actually went ahead and read Woman of Tomorrow. Like I finished the entire damn thing over the weekend. And a couple of things stood out right away. Number one, Lobo not in the book, which I get it. They needed to bring in a fan favorite with a fan favorite actor who's already got a demonstrated history.
There was so much on X talking about how they missed their calling by making him Lobo.
Mm-hmm. Now that might go down as one of the best castings of all time for sure.
Yeah, well, he definitely has the look.
He should.
The makeup looks good on him.
He should have been Lobo before he was Aquaman 10 years ago.
Yeah,
you know what I mean. That's the missed opportunity. Ivan says the MCU movies phase 1 through 3 felt like a TV show, but now they don't treat it as such because it's rather messy. Dude, it became an impossible pile of homework that had no cohesion. It had no stakes that I cared about at all. It had no characters I was in. It had a bunch of legacies. I know you like Hawkeye. Yeah. I know you like Loki. And there's a couple you like. Oracle liked a couple as well over there in the back.
No one likes She-Hulk.
No,
I don't care who you are.
Dude, She-Hulk mama didn't like She-Hulk. I'll die on that hill. I will absolutely die on that hill. But for Supergirl, I'm going in. I'm interested to see how it stacks against the book. I've already allowed for the Lobo factor. Like that's seemingly working in this movie's favor. A lot of people are saying that's 15% of the Rotten Tomato score, which is not good.
That's trying to bring in your female audience. Your girlfriend, your wife's trying to agree to go see it because of the Momoa factor.
100%. But it's also going to bring in the fanboy factor. There are just plenty of people. Like if they have a bankable character, it's going to be him. They'll bring that in. The other thing I want to see, and actually, bam, right there. Ivan's ahead of the game. We'll just bring him on the show at some point. Ivan says people are talking about Creme of the Yellow Hills is the worst part of the movie. Unfortunately, he doesn't even look interesting, which is why I can agree with that complaint. Dude, here's the thing, Ivan. I know you've probably read Woman of Tomorrow. I'll ask you directly. What do you think they could have done different? I mean, you'll have to see the movie first to say it. But like having just read the book, he's not a very interesting villain. It's like he's continuing the trend of the Marvel not interesting villain. Like he's a guy that killed the other female lead's father, and it's a vengeance quest. And then they spend the entire book, 200 pages, trying to find the guy, and then they find him. But it literally there's no occasion where they fall off and almost get him, don't get him, where he puts him in a bad spot. There's one occasion where that happened, and it was all right. But I don't see. He's not Loki. He's not Thanos. He's not. I mean, I guess Kang was all right early on.
Was he at least, was it Zito?
I mean, but Zemo and some of the Avengers stuff. He had an interesting enough backstory as a villain. Like he had like Thanos, he had a very well-defined reason he was doing ill shit. This guy's like, I'm a pirate and I killed your dad. It's like Bison. It was just Tuesday for me. It's your entire life's defining moment. You know, that's not enough. That's literally what you talk about all the time. One-dimensional villain shit. You know, not good.
Like sometimes you need the bad guy.
Yeah.
But like he should have like Skeletor wants to rule the world. Like something that's driving him.
Love being evil. Yep. That's my man. Right?
Loves being evil, wants to control the world, wants all the power he can get. Yep. But if you have a bad guy who's just being a bad guy because, well, he has nothing else to do, that doesn't play. Like you need a driving factor for your bad guy on why he's doing what he's doing.
And that's what I mean. Like I should have brought a copy. I should have just brought the book over for you to check out. Like there's really nothing to him as a villain. Like he's gonna do what he does in chapter 1, fuck off for like an hour. And if we know what the runtime is, if somebody knows in the chat, let us know. Or maybe the Oracle can pull it quick.
off the top of my head,
2 hours?
I think it was 2:15.
Because I know they were trimmed. That's the other thing. I didn't even get to that. They've already trimmed after they did their cut. Oracle just said an hour 50, which is the 25 minutes I was just going to say that I know they cut recently before they went to theater. It was a last second cut of 25 minutes. And what I heard, and this is Oracle, if you could bring in the ton of salt, please, that would be helpful. The grain of salt here is that I heard most of the footage that they cut are the character developing moments of Supergirl herself. That they didn't want to linger on her being a dysfunctional alcoholic piece of shit, because they are starting to read the changing winds that people have done with the deconstruction shit. And that even though they build this as it's a different Kara who's going through some stuff, they heard fan feedback from those early cuts, that early test audience, and they're like, nah, dog, we're good with that.
But like, this wasn't supposed to be the deconstruction. This is supposed to be the build up.
Yep.
Like, there's a reason why she's in her depression thing. She had a mission. She didn't complete her mission. She was stuck on a part of Krypton, lost in space. And then she shows up and, oh, wait, my cousin's already grown
35
and like Superman.
Yeah, dude, for sure.
Savior of everybody. How am I going to live in his shadow now instead of me teaching him everything and him kind of being like in my shadow?
Dude, I get it. Yeah, but see, that ties back to something we're always saying on this channel, right? Is that in 2005, you can tell the hero deconstructed story. You can tell the hero on the rise back up story. Hell, you could even tell the girl boss story in 2005. We've been peppered with so many bad iterations of these themes that even if this movie, and this is a crazy statement for me to make, even if this movie is good, it's going to get passed over by 50, 60, 70% of prospective ticket buyers, because we're at face value. That first trailer, if y'all remember that, had Crypto peeing on a picture of Superman. What did I say the first night we saw that trailer? I said, nope, out.
Yep,
you're
out.
I'm telling you, and look what they've done since then. They've reduced their expectations for this shit like 3 times. It's crazy. You know, we're not going anywhere with this movie.
I don't think it should have been the second movie. I don't think Batman should be either. That should be a big event movie. Like, build up some of these other ones like they did with Mr. Fantastic, and then have Batman come in and save them all.
I mean, Mr. Fantastic.
Or Mr. Terrific, sorry.
Oh, yeah, Mr. Fantastic.
Yeah, Mr. Terrific.
I noticed Pape just said real quick, he said, I'm having trouble. I lost the comment up there. He said, I'm having trouble seeing Jason Momoa after being Aquaman as Space Biker. I don't know, man. That was an easy jump for me. Incoming phone. Look at that. Caught it one hand. Didn't lose a beat. Mediocre Bacon says, Pape Mo knows that if Supergirl was set up 100 years earlier, I would have loved it. Momoa and a period piece worked for it. Dude, that's an interesting idea. I mean, I could have gone down with that too. And that's a great point that that the Maiden brings up. You notice that nobody gave any girl boss complaints to Wonder Woman when that came out. Now, people hated on 84, but that was a dog shit movie. But when the first one came out, people praised Gal Gadot until we realized she really couldn't act. People were down for the No Man's Land scene. Everybody loved that shit. There was plenty of stuff to like there. But what I've seen in trailers for Supergirl, there's nothing that gets me hyped at all to see this movie. Like, what scene in the trailer got you hyped at all, if anything?
Nothing really. We saw Lobo. They've already kind of ruined that. That's something I would have held back. I think they do too much with the trailers now, and they try to tell you too much of the story in the trailer to get people hooked. But at that point, you're making it where people don't even want to show up.
But especially when like all the positive feedback I've seen on this movie says the same thing. It says we like Lobo, but he feels out of place, and also there's not enough of him. So it kind of leads me to believe that we've seen the 45 seconds of screen time dude got in the whole movie in the trailer.
Yeah, I mean, what was it? He was on set for like 3 days.
Yeah, like for no time at all. Like he's got 5 minutes in this movie, I guarantee it, and that's a wrap. Because unless they wildly, and I'm not saying that they were doing a 1-for-1 adaptation of the book to the film, but since he doesn't have a role in the book, like I don't see where they can insert him that doesn't interrupt her little journey with Ruthie to go find Krem. I'm not sure what they're gonna do. Pape says Aquaman was my favorite DC film series. You the lone, the few, and the proud. I thought Momoa was great in both his movies. The second one was a bit long on the CGI and kind of boring, but it wasn't his fault. That's for damn sure. He can handle it. I mean, my dude can absolutely put in the performance. But I don't know what we're gonna do. I don't know what the feedback is gonna be after weekend 1 I feel like this percentage on Rotten Tomatoes is just going to keep dipping. It's probably going to dip into the 40s would be my guess. I don't know if you had a take on the Rotten Tomatoes review or the tomato meter.
Okay. Just say I'll be right back.
Well, we got some tech issues still being resolved. The king has left the building. We will carry on without them while they resolve that. He may be just going to get a refill. What we have here with Supergirl is a situation where the weekend drop to weekend 2. The king is back. The weekend drop to weekend 2 is going to be like 75%. There's no way it's not going to be. I don't see this being that rare movie where, like Obsession. We're always talking about Obsession lately, where I'm going to go tell you and you're going to go tell your friends and they're going to tell their friends to get people to pop back in and drive numbers up week to week. That's not happening with this movie.
Yeah, it's not going to be that surprise that Obsession was making its $330 million now.
I don't even know. Guys.
Not including and then Backrooms has $315 million now worldwide.
Backrooms got that high?
Yeah.
Get the fuck out of here.
I was looking it up while we were making our road trip up here. Yes, we drove all the way.
Good Lord, God bless them.
But we did take our time. We got to see some historical battlegrounds. We got to go see where Mark Twain was as a writer. You'd have to pay a homage to those who came before us, especially famous ones like Mark Twain, or what's his real name? Something
Samuel
Clemens. Samuel Clemens. I knew the Clemens part. I always forget the first name.
Yeah, it was worth the trip, though. Worth the trip because it'll be interesting. Because I think what we should do is probably coordinate some right out of the theater reaction to Supergirl.
Oh yeah,
because the 4 of us will be there. We'll just throw the cell phones in front of our faces and just talk. I mean, we're going to be the only 4 people at the show anyway. We could probably talk during the movie, like Mystery Science Theater. We can just fucking do that.
That is the funnest thing. Like, we got to go and we were over drinking, playing trivia, and trivia ended.
Yeah.
And it was like, what do we do now? Like, it was a Thursday. We had the Friday off. All of us there, and we started checking out. We went over and saw Cats.
Oh God.
And we sat there and talked about Cats all the time. Hey, what's up, Isaac?
There he is. What's going on?
Hey, mugs.
We
all have our mugs here. Show your mugs there,
Bam.
Oracle.
Well, showing it to nobody because she's not on the feed. She's lost the mug.
She's lost her mug.
She
probably left it in the kitchen. It is here, though. It is here.
It made the trip. That's the important part, is that it did make the trip up.
They look great,
nice.
And we really appreciate it. And our first 5 members have received theirs, or at least they are in transit.
There are 2 in transit, but they are local to the Great Northeast, and they will get where they need to go.
So if you do want to join,
green screen.
Yeah. If you do want to get on our membership program, we have 5 cups left. They look like this. They'll have your number at the bottom. Our top 10 will have it. Everyone else after that, if we even do mugs again, well, we'll figure it out.
Mug. There we go. Wait, can Pape do a post on the YouTube community thread with the picture in it? They don't do. Can they?
Yeah, I think they
can do pictures. I don't know if only we can do pictures. He's a mod though. Maybe he could do it.
He could
throw a picture on a community thread. That'd be kind of cool.
Our one and only wrench.
There we go.
No, you're an employee. You're not a wrench.
Yeah, you're not technically a mod. Yeah. Oracle got a little hurt back there for a minute. Like, wait a minute. It's cool. It's cool. We're cool here.
You're on the payroll.
Yeah. Yeah. I think that's. I'm good with Supergirl. I think we covered that. The only thing left to do is to see the movie, to go in as open-minded as we can possibly go in. We know it's surrounded by the controversy, some of the actress statements. That's going to drive away business. We don't have any control over that. We've commented on that stuff at length. That's at this point, if these people don't know how to have their handlers tell them basically, shut your trap until 3 weeks after this launches, I can't help you.
But the thing is that she for the first time ever, she upset both sides of the aisle.
Yeah. That makes it. I wish we could claim that as like a victory, that she also upset the other side for a change. But I don't need that. I'd like to see this movie operating like at full steam. I want it to fire on all 6, or probably 4 cylinders. It's probably not a 6-banger.
Oh no, definitely
not. I want to see just what it does. I don't want it to be like, I don't want our side or another side to be like, oh, it would have been 30% better had she not insulted Christian dads. But I also don't want to hear her say, "Oh, the feminists think that this wasn't a strong enough girl boss story." I mean, both like stop it. Like, let's just put the movie out there. Let the performance speak for itself. Let the technical craft speak for itself. The writing, whatever, and see what happens. But we're absolutely not getting that tomorrow.
Yeah,
and into the weekend.
It's just the society we live in, and we're not a political channel. We don't try to hammer in our point of views. But with that said, she is like, they just don't like, they have that mindset of, if you don't agree with me, you hate me. And it's like the worst mindset you can have, because they will never be able to come together and make anything,
or just at least just watch a damn movie. I didn't need to be on the making part, but like when we saw Scary Movie, I told you, it was a pretty mixed group of people to see Scary Movie 6, and everybody laughed. Like there wasn't a moment where I heard a whole lot of people like nope out of the theater and bounce because they thought one joke came down too hard on the other side or not. You know what I mean? Izap says, nope, don't like it, love it. Oh, there we go.
It was paid to Izap.
Oh, there. I'm sorry, I read it wrong. I'm not used to looking up at a damn TV to read a damn comment. I'm used to a screen in front of my face, and there's a lot of lights in here. So we got to really just give people like the live look at like what's going on over here, because there's a lot going on.
There's a lot going on here.
It's hot as balls in here. So
we have a 3-camera setup. We got lights everywhere.
It's crazy.
We got mics everywhere. And we've been trying to get it all to work together all day.
8:30. They had a very big breakfast that's going to carry, hopefully.
Yeah.
We get hungry any minute. I'll have to bail and go to Taco Bell or something. Leave you here to handle the rest of the show. The next big topic, though, is the Star Wars one. I know there's nothing big on the horizon for Star Wars anytime soon.
Was it a Starfighter next year?
Starfighter next year, Ryan Gosling is like the thing. And of course, goalposts are already being moved to be like, well, that's going to be the thing that puts Star Wars back on the map. It wasn't going to be the biggest bankable Mando and Grogu thing of all time. Nope. It's going to be Ryan Gosling as Starfighter. But you guys might have seen around the internet on your social medias, your TalkTics, your Facegrams, and all those other things. Star Wars has had an 85, it's still pretty hot, 85% drop in viewership audience since they took over with Disney Force Awakens. And the way they arrived at this conclusion, somebody on Twitter put together a fairly comprehensive ChatGPT prompt. And if I understand the prompt correctly, I could have had it pulled, but it's on a device somewhere. I don't have it. But the gist of it is he said, the prompt read, based on what we know of ticket sales, ticket prices, the year things came out, there were like 3 or 4 things that went into this prompt. It asked ChatGPT to compile the data, not adjust for inflation, so we just get raw info, and then plot it on a graph. And you could literally see the 85% slant. It's out there. You guys can check. You're probably sure you can get it on just a quick Google search. Will get you the graph.
Or if you know how to actually use this, create your own.
There you go. You just ask it the same question. I picked up channels like Midnight's Edge and Doomcock had the direct link to the guy that had the Twitter post up. But 85%, when you can put it on a graph that any 5th grader can read, is pretty damning. Like a ChatGPT post that asks you to pull publicly available information, not shit I made up, not shit you made up. It's stuff that's been reported. It's part of the record. Like, if you're Lucasfilms, how do you get around that? Like, how do you avoid a number that should be keeping you up at night? If I told you 85% of your business is gone, you should be shitting bricks. You know?
Well, it's also because Lucasfilms isn't all they have.
True.
I mean, they have their parks, they have their Toy Stories, PixArt.
Yeah, other studios.
Yeah, they're other studios. So the problem that would get me is not that it's all slanting down, is that I still haven't made my money back, and it was only $4 billion.
Dude, that's the worst part. That's got to be the most damning part.
Yeah, like they've made their money back hands over fist with Marvel.
Yeah.
Getting that one. Getting Fox, they're making their money back. But this is the only IP they have not made their money back on. And I wonder if it's because how much fans love this. How many people love the original trilogy?
Dude, what else would it be? I mean, we're talking about that's a film group that not just had Star Wars in it. I mean, you got to factor Indiana Jones into that. That's Lucasfilms, right? I don't remember
Willow.
I don't remember if Willow fall. Yeah, Willow does. That's right. That does fall into that. And like those are three franchises that, I mean, Willow might not have been bankable, but Indy should have at least made some kind of waves. It clearly did not.
But Indy was already on the decline after Kingdom of the Crystal Skulls.
True.
Before the purchase.
True. Pape says, I don't think that's true. Pape, I missed the part about what's not true. Sorry, boss. I was looking away. That was the asking price. I'm pretty sure that
was it. It was in 2011
that is the number on record.
George Lucas was a big believer in the 2012 Mayan calendar ending of the world. So he went and sold it thinking, well, you got it for 1 year.
Pretty sure $4 bill was the number as best we can tell.
Yeah.
And it included literally everything in there. It wasn't just Star Wars. It's the other things we just mentioned. The Indy thing is a wild one to me because I feel like it came out at the absolute worst time for that kind of movie to come out, where even like much more so than Star Wars, Indy has a prototypically masculine hero who has a prototypically feminine girlfriend in the movie, who does an adventure thing where it doesn't pull punches. And I mean, the earlier, like the Temple of Doom, yes, it plays into some cultural stereotypes. It was a product of its time. But when Indy comes out now in present day, and you've got Phoebe Waller-Bridge doing her shit, poised to take over a franchise. I don't know why anybody thinks Flea Bottom was qualified to be Indy, but we've talked about that. But it feels like Indy came out at the worst possible moment it could have come out with for Dial of Destiny. And I think that's dragging into like what you're talking about, that it's not going to make any of that money back because it can't make that money back present day. He absolutely fleeced them for the $4 bill.
Yeah, they did. And so
they don't get to keep all that gross though.
Yeah, you have to think that $2 billion is actually split in half,
right?
Not including all of their sponsor people, like McDonald's gets their cut for carrying the toys.
Theater gets their
the
cut.
Theater gets their cut. All of the people who put billboards up get their cut. Finally, the people who make the movie and their points, they get their cut.
Not to mention the production cost of The Force Awakens is what, $400 million by itself.
Yeah, so there's a lot that goes into it. Like the gross number, you can't really look at because
in context, just in context.
Yeah, because there's a lot of backdoor fees that come into that.
And that's not even counting like whatever. Like I've heard it said that American movies, when they drop in China, typically only give back about half of what a theater gross domestically would be.
And like China has a huge embargo on our films too. Only like 4 to 6 of our films get to go over to China. And like there's a checklist that you have to meet to be able to be on that list to go to China.
And even if you occupy one of those 6 spots, you're only getting back like 25% of what your take is anyway. But that's because I had that discussion with somebody the other day on Rise of Skywalker, point out if Star Wars is in 100% Pape got you there. You would think it all adds up, but then when you take a look at how they operate on a loss with all the Disney Plus productions, like your favorite show, The Acolyte, that costs about as much as like House of the Dragon, like that sets you back $250 million really quick. But I had that chat with somebody the other day about Rise of Skywalker, where they said, how can you say the brand is in decline if Rise of Skywalker posted $1 billion? Like, because they reshot it until the week before it came out, so it cost them like $500 million to make. The advertising's everywhere, so if it says it made $1.1 billion, it means they probably cleared like $200 million. Like it's nothing, and that's just what it cleared gross. Like Pape was just saying.
Yeah.
So the 85% drop absolutely keeps me up at night, because even if it's only one piece of their puzzle, it's the crown jewel of that puzzle, dude. Like it's Star Wars. It's supposed to be it's supposed to be a cash printing machine, and it's not. It hasn't been, and I'm not sure that Starfighter or like Tales from the Jedi Season 3, like are these the things that are going to write this course? Like,
well, no. See, I don't think Starfighter will, because they're going back to the well once again.
Right.
They're going back to the mentor mentee type format, and I think it's just kind of played out. And they needed to go something new. I'm thinking Space Top Gun. I think that would have been a much better take.
Hell yeah. Dude, I agree. I mean, Wolf and Cub is like, it's a trope that people like. And that's why it's all over anime everywhere. But you're right. We just got that in so many things. We got it in like The Last of Us. We have it in, not really one. I was going to say One Piece. That doesn't really fit the One Piece thing.
No,
Mandalorian. Mando and Grogu in-house has that. There's lots of those things that have that. Why not Space Top Gun? Why not a damn buddy cop movie in Star Wars? They don't need to literally be cops. There's 2 new Rangers of the New Republic. one of them dies early, and then it becomes a vengeance quest on 2 bounty hunters. Would be sick, dude. There's any number of other like right. We should have brought up the trope list. The trope of the week should have been buddy cop movies because the two of us in the same place, same time.
I mean, we're missing movies like Tango and Cash,
Lethal Weapon,
Turner and Hooch, Lethal Weapon,
Rush Hour,
Car 54. Where are you?
Dude, hell yeah. There's any number of those tropes they could do, but just on that one theme, like they could take Starfighter and do exactly what you just said. It didn't have to be drunk, washed up Ryan Gosling at a bar, finds out he's got a nephew that comes in and says, my mom asked you to take me to raise New Temple or whatever. You know what I mean? It could have just been literally, hey, you and I graduated 1 and 2 at the academy. The New Republic is throwing us frontline strike team against pirate warlord group. We think we're hotshots. The pirates fucking send us packing on our first flight in.
Yeah.
Where do we go from there? There's a billion plots you could have done, you know? But again, we're getting I think they think that it's tried and true because early Mando and Grogu hit so hard with the 4-quadrant bit. Like people were down for Wolf and Cub. The wine moms got their stupid stickers and chicken nuggies. The kids liked the little Grogu toys for a little while. I don't know, man. Gosling is as a fighter pilot in a world with other force sensitives, but he's not a force using guy. I don't know. We'll see what happens. Pape says, I'm hoping Filoni can set things straight. He's tied into the prequels, and if he can suppress some of the baser instincts, Star Wars can do well. And it's a wait and see game, I think. I think he's all in on the Clone Wars stuff, the prequel stuff, because that's his baby. Like he's the Ahsoka guy.
Yeah.
You know, we'll see what happens with the show, with the season 2. I know that's your other favorite Star Wars show, but I'm not holding out any hope for that either, especially after the guy died.
Yeah, and they had to recast him.
They cast him good though.
Oh yeah, they did. What was it? The Hound?
The guy that played the Hound in Game of Thrones. Yeah.
Yeah, and he's a good actor, but can he bring that same intensity of like his quest?
Maybe, but it might be 2 different kind of intensity. I see Paper Quick says, "Give me my X-wing Rogue Squadron." That's an easy 2 bill. I don't know if it's an easy 2 bill, but I've watched the hell out of that.
Oh yeah,
dude, just nonstop dogfight battles between like the New Republic and whatever TIE pilots they have out there from like lingering First Order Flight Academy. Like I'd be down. Dude, two friends, 2 brothers on opposite sides of the war, Civil War shit.
Yeah,
billion things you can do. Billion things you need to do. Ivan says Filoni isn't the right guy. He didn't even want Andor. And again, and that's a great point. That's a great point. But see, the guys in the opposite camp of that, Ivan, would say, I don't know about that. I definitely don't know about that. Guys on the opposite side would say they spent like $600 million on Andor, and it had like, we watched it, the Oracle watched half of season 2, and like 8 other people watched it.
No, she watched all of it.
Dude, I was just making a rhetorical example if nobody watched it. That's all. Of course she watched it. Not enough people watch, like One Piece level of people did not watch Andor. Sadly. We cannot promote it enough. Go watch Andor. It is awesome. We toasted live
after the finale to Tony Gilroy for everything he did.
It slapped.
It was so good. They made everything look good. They made it sound good. And poor Sarsgaard, like going in the second season, he had a stroke beforehand.
Yes.
And he had to wear an earpiece and have them feed his lines. Like that's why he said his timing was off and he hated it. He was so upset about his performance in it. And I'm like, you still put out a performance better than 90% of modern day Star Wars.
Pape says the film, games, toys, easy to build. Dude, I don't know. Dude, 10 years ago, I might have agreed with that. But now every time I walk through Target, Walmart, other toy vendors, Best Buy even has some stuff. There's Star Wars stuff there, but it seems like it's a bunch of overpriced crap that parents aren't buying for their kids to destroy in the backyard.
I'm just seeing Lego stuff. That's all I'm saying.
Dude, but those are $80 Lego sets.
$200 Lego sets.
Dude, it's crazy. I mean, 80 was like your entry level. I mean, yeah, you got the little box, the 200-piece set for 15, but like anything good is like $80. Pape says, come on, I was hoping someone would pick up on the line when we were saying that. No, there was no. Missed that one, boss. Sorry. That's on me in the new location there. The toys, that's one thing. The games are kind of up in the air too. Like, when was the last good Star Wars game we had? Because EA done flubbed everything they've done except Battleground. Ubisoft just destroyed that game, Outlaws. That was god awful.
Yeah.
Like, I think the only way out for Star Wars as a brand, and this isn't like I invented this, and it's not that we came up with. They need to Lucasfilm just needs to license that shit out to anybody that sounds like they have a good idea. and not try to make anything in-house or commit to one person.
Let's bring in some R.A. Silvertone, the guy who is responsible for killing Chewie in the legends of Star Wars, and let him have a run at it.
Free Reckless Ben, absolutely. The dude should not be doing any kind of time. Those police are corrupt. That's a fact. That's a fact. Yeah, I have high hopes for Starfighter, having said that. I want that to be good. I want it to have all the intensity of the combat stuff, but I think we're really just going to get the wolf and cub thing. I think the only hope that movie has, guys, is the villain played by Mia Goth, because I think that's the X Factor wild card to the show, is that we've got a female antagonist for a change. She should be better than Reva. I guess we're going to have to wait and see what happens there.
Yeah.
I don't know what you think of Mia Goth. I know she's kind of a horror icon right now, but I bet she can cross over to.
Yeah, I mean most of the ones, especially in the modern horror, because they're introducing a lot of new stars
right
here. So I think they could definitely be changing things up and bring a new look and new feel to stuff.
We'll see what happens. Amy Adams is in there too. I think she's the Force sensitive kid's mom, also a Jedi, or not Jedi but Force sensitive. We'll see. I don't know. I'm kind of out on Star Wars right now. I don't care about anything that they're doing on the animated side. Like, I'm not going to watch Tales from the Jedi. Tales from the Underworld was a pass. I don't know if you watched that.
No, I did not.
Did you ever watch the what was the other one that just came out? Was it the Darth Maul one? Underworld? No, not Underworld. It was
no, that was
Shadow something. Shadow Lord.
Yeah, Shadow Lord.
Did you watch any of that?
I watched the first episode of that.
Me too.
Yeah, about the first episode. It was more of the same. It was.
I feel like
it's that animated style from Clone Wars, Rebels.
Dude, I just don't care about any of that stuff, man. It's not unique in any way. And the most positive thing I heard, and Ivan I know is a big fan of all of this kind of stuff. Maybe you could tell us, and Pape too, if you watched any of the Mall show. The best kind of feedback I heard about is people said it's not awful. Like that can't be the best thing that we have, is it's not awful. What do we got there?
All right. So this is our 100th episode. We've gone through a lot of stuff as we were going. I'm looking at something. Okay. Tales of were pretty good for shorts.
Oh, well, good. You're getting more of that. You're getting more of that, I guess. That's what I was hearing. But anyway.
Yeah. We talked about our setup today, our multi-camera setup. And one of the big ones we did today is that we set up an extra camera just for our Oracle. She has her own mic tonight, and we're going to go to her for some breaking news. Oracle, what's new tonight?
Nothing. Still no Batwatch.
That's our breaking news all
over again.
There she is. Hey, that background did come out pretty good.
It did. Less kidnappery.
It's because we off-speed the comforter cover in the back door. Okay, the mirror we look good. There we go. Yeah. We should have had a back segment plan, because I feel like I had that headline earlier and I got excited. Remember, I said, wait, did they just confirm Man-Bat for Matt Reeves' Batman? Right?
No.
But see, what happened was, we did not confirm Man-Bat. The problem is Matt Reeves is also the executive producer on that god-awful cartoon Batman Caped Crusader, which is getting a season 2, and Man-Bat is a character
we'll be in that one.
Yeah. But he's not even Man-Bat. Apparently he's like some Alfred adjacent mentor to Damian Wayne. Like, he wears like regular human clothes and shit, and like had a character read. I don't know. Not the Man-Bat I remember.
No, I remember playing capturing Man-Bat, and was it Arkham?
One of the Arkham games. It was one of them.
Yeah, you had to like jump out and coast and catch him and like take some of his blood. And
nope, not that. Apparently he's an Alfred style valet / butler for Damian Wayne.
Is he supposed to be like a half bat thing, like the man Spider in Spider Noir had the thing on his face, so like he's half, like he has one wing, or like what?
No, he's a full bat.
He's a full bat, but he's full man as well.
Right. It's like Man Bear Pig, but only 2/3 of Man Bear Pig. It's like that.
Let's think of Velociraptor.
Also doable. I feel like I don't like when, and this is a me problem, that I read the headline. You guys are busting your asses setting up all the cameras and shit. And I read the headline, I'm like, dude, I think they just confirmed Man-Bat for Matt Reeves, the Batman too. I didn't hear nothing about that. And I literally scroll an inch on my phone. It's like, for Caped Crusader.
Yeah.
Like, oh, great. I thought we had a scoop. I thought we had like a Winter Wolf's End first. Like, but it was on Screen Rant. But I figured we were gonna break it.
Yeah, Screen Rant is just clickbait. That's all it
Mhm.
is. But did you see the first look of Nightfall come out?
No,
The animated movie
now,
Nightfall.
You were telling me about this the other day. I'm sure Vampire Batform is an excellent description from Manbat. You were telling me about Nightfall the other day, getting the treatment. You can tell everybody about that. We don't have a release date. Let me lead with that before I get excited again.
It was the first look, which it looks like it's back into the animation style of the Batman animated series.
Yes.
And they're introducing the whole Batfall Nightfall story where Bane breaks his back in the introduce of Azra, and then him as the Batman, and then him taking up the sword.
Yep.
Later in part 3, and they're doing the full trilogy of it. So this is going to be nice. I don't know if they're going to do all the trilogy at once, or they're going to be a few years in between.
Okay, dude. I thought you meant for 2 seconds. Are they going to compress the entire thing into one movie?
No,
Jesus, that'd have been terrible.
Oh, that would have been horrible.
That would have been terrible to roll that into one movie. Our page says Nightfall. Oh yes, that's the one.
I wonder what would break first. Your spirit or your body?
I've heard that Tom Hardy will not be reprising the role.
No, he's not the voice actor of Bane. I think the voice actor they need for Bane is the one they did in Arkham Origin.
The game?
Yeah.
That's the only one of the 4 I didn't play, so I don't know who they had for that. I'll have to check them out.
Because Bane is actually from South America.
Yeah, no, I remember
he has like that Brazilian, Argentina accent. I think it was perfect. That guy, whoever voiced him, was pretty good.
Yeah. No, I'll be down to take a look at that because if it's in animated form, we've watched one. I think maybe only Red Sun. I don't think we've done another DC. I know because DC has that reputation. Dude, you absolutely will get to see Azrael in the bat armor.
Yep.
That's the entire point of the run in the article that I was reading earlier. I'm looking forward to that because Azrael was always, it's who I thought Damian Wayne would be at a lot of the points. So he's just going to grow up and be so twisted because of his upbringing being like a descendant, not just a Bruce Wayne, but of Talia al Ghul.
Of Ra's al Ghul.
Exactly. That he's just going to have some viciousness in him. Azrael took the vigilante thing and went to like 11. You know what I mean?
Yep.
I'm down for that. The animated form, I think, will play well. I hope because I've heard this about DC lately. And I know you're always singing the animated praises.
Yes.
Because typically they've made some decent feature films for the animated stuff.
Their animated stuff has been on
pretty
point.
good. But I've seen some people over the last 5 years say that there's been a dip in some quality. Not that it's been like messaging or stunt casting or voice acting, anything like that, but that it's just hit like a lot of other things in our games and shit, bit of a dip. So if they're back to high quality production, I'm down 100% for that. Nightfall is one of my favorite books. I don't remember what 2 and 3 are titled, though. I know one of them is Night Quest. I don't know if that's 2 or 3. And if Ivan's around or Pape's around, if you're familiar with it, you can let us know. What were the 2nd and 3rd arcs called? Because I know there's 3 of them. There's a trilogy, right?
Yep.
Okay. Lots of echo. Maybe we could work on that.
I muted my mic. So
there we go. Maybe that was it. Thank you, Pape, for the heads up, Warden Prime. Appreciate you. Now look up the titles of that book I just asked you for. That'd be helpful. I'm looking forward to that because I think the further we get away from some of the MCU live action stuff or the DCU live action stuff, it just gives us more stuff to experience the comic worlds that we like growing up. I know because you'd be telling me you wouldn't be down right now if the MCU said, hey, X-Men 97's a hit. We've got season 2. Here's 3 feature films we're going to do for the X-Men. Maybe not even including the one you want to do because you want to do Onslaught.
Yes.
Right.
That's the overarching arc. That's the 9-picture movie.
So, but I mean, if I pitched to you that I wanted to do an animated film that put most of the plot together from like the House of M, that then I wanted to do one that was maybe an animated, more comprehensive look at Days of Future Past, bring the Sentinels in animated form, or that I wanted to do a classic X-Team run prequel before the animated series team everybody knows, kick it all the way back and do something like a period piece. Tell me that wouldn't excite you as a fan of X-Men. Come on.
Like, I would love to see them do a New Mutants run where they turn into X-Force.
Right, dude. There's a million things we can do, which is why it kills me. And you guys can let us know, too, in the chat and the comments after the fact. does it make any sense? Because I'll tie this into Doomsday real quick, because we were just talking about some test footage that came out the other day. It was all grainy, but it confirmed a couple of characters and there's some plot points and shit. Are they better? Nightfall and Kick. Dude, I'm almost positive there were 3 books, Pete. Almost positive. Because I remember Night Quest, but I feel like there was maybe that was 2 and there was one I just can't remember. Maybe I'm remembering wrong.
I thought there was 3 because there's the one where he gets his back broke and like here's your cities, your cities here and threw him off the top of the roof.
It's pretty savage.
And then it was Robin trying to hold things down, and then he talks Bruce.
It was called Night Send, the third one. Yeah, according to Google.
There we go. The Oracle has answered. You throw that in the chat for everybody to see. That'd be great.
They can also hear me because
but also in the chat for people that are reading.
Okay, I will.
We talked about kids not being able to read anymore earlier. Come on. That's right. But yeah, there's so many ways they can get these other stories across that don't involve doing legacy repeats. Like, we don't need somebody else to be the third Captain America now. Like, we did Anthony Mackie, we have Chris Evans. Do something else in this world in a new format. I know, dude, tell me you wouldn't die for a Martian Manhunter, live action, anything new, telling a modern story from a comic run that you like after 2000 or live action. We don't need to do another Wonder Woman movie right now. We don't.
No, I mean, they tried to do another Wonder Woman movie and it bombed.
It was terrible.
They tried to play way too far into it when the first one was a masterpiece.
Mm-hmm. It's astonishing to me that like they can't put enough people in a room, right, with an Oracle, say, and just have somebody on the Google machine and say comics have been around since what, the 30s, like Spider-Man and Batman and Superman, 1932.
Yeah,
they're old. We're coming up on 100 years of mainstream American comics. Why on earth do we only have these 3 properties? You know what I mean? Why do we only get Superman, Batman, Spider-Man? And the answer segues nicely into kind of what I wanted to talk about next.
Cash. Cash is the answer.
Bankability is the answer. The best ability is not availability, it's bankability. That's a fact. Because I wanted to tie in Spider-Man to Supergirl, right?
Okay.
Are Supergirl and Spider-Man 2 flip sides of the barometer of people's interest in comic book movies?
No.
Why not?
Because Spider-Man has a much deeper fan base. Remember, Spider-Man is the reason why we have Marvel Comics to begin with.
Fact.
Without Spider-Man, there would never been a Captain America.
True.
There never would have been a Hulk. Like Hulk he came from the same book. What was it? Strange Worlds or something like that.
You're going way back.
Yeah, the very first Spider-Man story, which actually was turned into the first comic, was the last story in that book.
Was it an anthology kind of thing back in the day?
Yeah, like had a whole bunch of different stories. Kind of like you think of the Sunday Funny Papers, but they had comic books with like different stories in it.
Dude, I'm gonna write that down as an idea. We need to look into Spider-Man. I'm writing this down, guys. Spider-Man origin video, because I think that may actually make for a nice new playlist on top of that whole story behind the story thing.
Yeah.
Not talking about that just yet. Spider-Man origin story.
Spider-Man.
Dude, I think Spider-Man is the most popular. In fact, that's a fact. That's undisputable.
Yeah.
He's more popular than fucking Batman.
Yeah.
Which is wild. You go around the world and you're going to see kids in Russia, Singapore, South America, everywhere. They know who Spider-Man is.
And let's not forget Midnight Monkey.
Midnight Monkey. Hello, Sanju. Supergirl and Thunderbolts is a good comparison. But see, I think that they're a good comparison only insofar as that I think they're entirely too similar. I think that the barometer is going to read.
I think they're on the same tier.
Right. That's what I mean. They're somewhere down here. And I think that if you're objective, you're going to come out of that movie and maybe you'll have picked a couple of good things. I didn't like Thunderbolts. We know this.
I do.
But you did. But what I was about to say was that there were still things that I enjoyed in Thunderbolts. I know a lot of people dunked on the ending that they beat Sentry by giving him the hug. I get it, but I dig that because again, dude, what do I hate most in superhero movies? Fucking blue skylights.
Yeah,
I'm over the whole ending where we can fire the bigger, bluer skylight into space and that saves the day.
like
I'm good.
Beams in space was like the theme
Right.
of like 2010 to
Right.
2021.
Dude, say it. Like, I'm over that. I'm good. You need to find better ways that don't include punching the other monster harder and firing the bigger laser. There needs to be something else. So you hugged Sentry, and it's not like it was random. It was a perfect setup for the whole. This whole movie is about trauma and finding people to have your back. Fine, it works. But I don't know that that's going to put asses in seats.
No, it's not.
It
was a good movie. It's not going to bring people to the theater to see it.
No.
But it was a good movie.
Sanju also says Spider-Man is the most popular superhero, but Spider-Man comics do not sell a completely different audience. I tend to think that that's true because the last time I checked any of the comic listings before Diamond went under anyway, I haven't checked up on them lately. But Batman owns something like 7 out of the top 10 slots with all the various Bat family titles. Spider-Man doesn't. I wish that there was a way that we could get more characters in that top selling book, but I think their point is good. The audience has been made aware of these movies now going back to Toby.
Yeah.
It's been like 25 years. That audience is now the install base. It's no longer the print buying book. Like even Ultimate couldn't get people buying on the regular, and it didn't last all that long. Sanjay says, do you think saving the world concept of superhero movies has become boring? It's not that I think it's become boring because I like stakes in the movie. And I think you probably agree with it. You need stakes.
Yeah.
But the mechanism by which they do the saving has gotten really stale with the sky laser thing. Yeah. I need something else visually to keep me. It's visual medium. It's movies.
Yeah.
It needs to do something more interesting than sky lasers.
And I don't think they always have to save the world, like saving people, saving the ship like that. I think that was a more powerful scene in Spider-Man with him trying to save the ship that got cut in half because he tried to go out on his own and do Avenger type things when he was still your friendly neighborhood Spider-Man.
I mean, there's so many you can have, and that's the thing too. I think some people think, and I'm not saying this about Sanju. Thank you for being here, by the way, my friend. I don't think that stakes necessarily needs to be this constant escalating power creep of like, oh, well, we could destroy the world, but now we're going to destroy the planet, and now we're going to destroy the galaxy. Well, now we're going to destroy the universe, but that's not big enough, King. Now we're going to destroy the multiverse. You see, like, pump the fucking brakes. Like, maybe we just get back to the bomb is going to destroy New York. You know what I mean? Let's give him something to do. Daredevil shouldn't be punching Galactus in the face.
Yeah, that's true. Like there should be levels to it.
Yes.
Like Kingpin is the biggest Daredevil should get.
Right.
Because his powers are kind of limited. Like I mean, he learned how to heal because he learned how to meditate.
Well, I mean, I guess that's the thing. We also know that the Kingpin should be able to kill you with a punch to the face, but somehow Matt Murdock took like 8 of them,
and
beat him to his knees, and he's fine in that next scene. But whatever.
But the homeboy who he said boo to,
dude. Now that wasn't even the best part of that scene. If you guys were watching that shit was hilarious. Was the next 3 guys that he punched out were all running away in fear after he booed that one guy. That was crazy. That might have gotten the last. That might have been the biggest laugh I got out of that. Sanju asks, what mistakes Marvel made post-Endgame? Dude, this is an easy one, King. I'll tee it up to you first, but I got this.
I think that they banked too much on their first phases that they would believe that they could almost put out anything and it could make money. Plus, they're launching a brand new streaming platform, so they wanted brand new stuff for that. And that's when we got WandaVision and then Loki, and like they flooded it with series.
They saturated.
Yeah, that's when we got what's her name? She-Hulk.
Yeah.
We got stuff like
She-Hulk,
that.
Hawkeye, Echo. The list is pretty endless. I'll get that in a second because I want to do my own take on their mistake. Dude, my mistake, their biggest MCU mistake, and it's like they talked to the folks at Lucasfilm, was the lack of cohesion. Like we literally, dude, at what point did any asshole in charge of these companies sit down and say the smart business play is not to have a plan? It's to get 9 different people and say, you do your thing, you do your thing. Oh, do me a favor. Don't talk to each other while you're setting it up.
Yeah.
Because that's exactly how phases 4 and 5 feel to me. We lost light B over there or whatever.
Yeah.
All of those phases feel like they had post-credit scenes that don't link into anything. They set me up to watch this show that then doesn't connect to anything else. But we'd already been conditioned to know that the next thing is directly linked to the post-credit that came before. I think we just lost the whole light switch because that went off too. Can we roll a comment back up? I think Sanju was asking about female superheroes, but I missed it, and I think there was a good talking point there. I'd love to get that one.
It's up.
Thank you. Yep. Why female superheroes is not popular, bad writing, audience mindset. I think, again, we're big fans of context and multiple factors on this channel, my friend. I think all of those things are correct at the same time. I think that in a lot of ways, the same folks that are responsible for changing how Western video games work right now are in charge of comic publishers in the Western world. So I think we have agenda-driven writing, which is what side you're on doesn't matter, but also the audience mindset. The audience mindset is comics are typically bought by guys. They're bought by like young kids to like guys our age. It skews heavily male, always has. This isn't the same reading group that also skews 80% female in genres like romantasy and teen YA paranormal. Like the genre is what the genre is. We've lost, or the producers of these things have lost track of that. So I think audience mindset is more likely, I would call it customer preference.
Yeah.
Because if you look at this, if you look at sales figures, and I'm gonna get to Pape in a second there because that's pretty solid. The audience mindset for who buys these comics still lends itself to the male side, even in female-dominated reads, like Supergirl, like Wonder Woman, like any of the others. So it's like, it's the same reason we catch flack when movies like Harley Quinn bomb or the Marvels bomb. They keep telling us it's because we didn't show up. I'm like, well, we showed up for like 60% of people. Like we were 60% of ticket sales. It's nobody showed up. We were 60% anyway. Should Marvel and DC produce movies for comic readers and Gen Z? Dude, why not both? Like, there's got to be comic readers in the Gen Z audience, I would say. Like, somebody out there in Gen Z is probably buying books.
And I mean, they've adapted so many things, like Superman's son being part of the LGBT
Jonathan Kent, yep.
They've
Superboy.
They've worked with a lot of that type of stuff to try to manipulate certain heroes, and like going with new ones is a good way to do it instead of doing it with the old
100%,
ones.
100%.
The problem is that so many people are not buying physical media anymore. They're not buying books.
Hello.
They want to get that digital version.
I hate comicsology so much.
And it doesn't make sense. Like you don't have the same feel. You don't have that same like pulling it back, and you have that ink.
New comic smell is a thing.
Yeah. So I think they're missing out on the experience of comics of what we actually enjoyed growing up because everything's so digital now. For sure.
The other half of my tie-in, just to get the Supergirl barometer question of Spider-Man, was that early estimates I've seen, and this is, I'm sorry, Pape says, Amazing Spider-Man 26-27 are top-selling Marvel books, April 2026. They can produce for both. That's to answer to Sanju's question here. The older generation will watch if the books are modernized, but they need to tamp down on the propensity of modern writers to preach. Exactly, dude. You could have your message, King. We've always said that. You know what you can't do? I can't hammer you over the head with it like a bad dog. Like, I'm sick and tired of having the newspaper rolled up and whacking me in the face like I'm the problem. Like, no, asshole. I'm the one with money in my wallet. I'm the guy that's buying your shit or not. Yeah, these other kids, the cryptid we're talking about, they're broke largely. So why don't you aim for us and let us trickle down? Like, I have a 10-year-old. Let me bring my son into Marvel the same way my older family members when I was a kid brought me in. They brought me to the local comic shop. They brought me to some cons. They showed me some of the older video games. When it opens your eyes at age 10, 11, 12, you get a fan for life if it's good.
Oh, yeah.
Same thing with Star Wars, dude. Tell me your dad showing you Star Wars and Star Trek didn't leave an indelible impression on you.
Yeah, we used to watch Star Trek together because my dad was a huge fan of it.
Of course.
And that's the thing that we're losing now. I mean, look how bad He-Man's fallen off.
Oh, dude, that hurts still, dude. I wish we weren't talking about that.
Because people aren't bringing their kids and showing them, hey, this is what I grew up. And it doesn't help that they've tried to reboot the animated series and they just can't live up to the same nonsensical that was the original He-Man. They try to make it all like serious, and no, it was fun. And they're taking the fun factor out of everything. Like, you don't have to make these kids who want to watch this stuff grow up and be adults to understand their animated shows. Let's just have some fun. And I think that's a lot of it, is that they're taking the fun out of everything because they're making a 6-year-old have to worry about his mortgage and his 401k.
Dude, that's the worst part of that shit right there, is that, like, I get it, dude. No one's ever going to mistake He-Man 83 for like Shakespeare. It was a toy commercial.
Yeah.
And it sold a bunch of toys. I get it. It's not the pinnacle of human writing creation. But that's not to say that a lot of people didn't fall in love with the adventure that they built for themselves having those toys. That's completely missing now. Sanju's asking, is Disney bold enough to tackle X-Men related social issues in future movies? They are. I think they've demonstrated that they have been. I look at things like Dark Phoenix. They tangentially address certain issues like misogyny and the patriarchy and things like that. But the problem is they're so ham-fisted that they beat you over the head, and they can't just give me their perspective without then not letting the other side have a say at all, and letting me as like an intelligent viewer arrive at my own conclusion, say, hey, I hadn't thought about that thing that way. Let me think about that a little more. I'm probably not going to change my mind, but you're not going to change anybody's mind straight up. You're just going to get them to consider what you had to say. I think that's what they should hope for, but they don't. They come at it like it's a pure propaganda piece. And if you're not with us, not only are you just not included, you're absolutely actively against us. That's the shit that's got to stop. I'm gonna put this one on the king because he's really good at this. If you were in charge of Star Wars, how would you rebuild the brand and gain fan trust again?
I would start by
Great question.
I would start by the power vacuum that was completely left at the end of the new one. Like I wouldn't reference the thing. Like I'd be so far in the future from that it would just be the event.
Okay.
Of like, because the New Republic probably would crumple after losing all of its ability to project its power.
Well, dude, they got hyperspace lasered at the end of their at the beginning of their trilogy here. So yeah.
So like you're gonna see a huge power vacuum, and then I would write about people coming together to try to rebuild while this other force. Probably going with we'll go with rogues and pirates kind of coming together to steal the power. And then you kind of get another group that's coming together to hold them off and protect people. And that would be the rebuilding of the Republic.
So you're talking about an approach where you basically rebuild the entire thing from the ground up in that era. I'm going the whole other way. Dude, you know what I'm going with? I'm going with a recast, and I'm doing Heir to the Empire. Flat out, dude. I'm putting somebody like you and Timothy Zahn, who wrote the book, in charge of giving me 3 screenplays up front. I'm not greenlighting a damn thing until I see all 3 movies done. I want to see them in paper, right? And I say, we're recasting these 3. This is the story we're telling. We're going to do the Lord of the Rings thing, the Fellowship stuff. We're going to leave out this bit, and this bit because we can't fit it all. But the core story is Luke, Han, and Leia doing these 3 things in these 3 settings, and we're going to get the Thrawn at the end and handle business. That's it. I think that's, for me, that's the direct path to success. Your way is good, but I think it's a big risk doing something brand new. I think that not only does that maybe not capture Gen Z or maybe viewers like potentially like the Oracle, but other legacy guys like us will be like, this is just going to be more bullshit. Like, I think that there's a curveball built into that, I think.
Yeah, it could be. And then like what I would do is also like a journey through the past. Like you're going to have your primary one and he's going to rebuild what happened so they don't try to recreate the same mistakes.
Now, Pape's over here crossing genres, which is why I love when he's on the show with us every Wednesday night at 9 p.m. Eastern, by the way. Sanju, well, come back anytime if you're still listening. We'd appreciate you back. Pape would start with the Jedi Sith Battle Royale. Last one standing wins a belt. There it is.
It's a steel cage match. This Sunday.
That'd be absolutely fucking wild if they just did a Jedi cage match. That'd be crazy. I'd watch that. I'm not gonna lie. But even something simple like Paige just mentioned earlier, like the Rogue Squadron thing, the Starfighter thing, it just has to be something that works, that doesn't try to reinvent the wheel. And for me, the only way I could get down with your idea, and I know you do a great job, you can say New Republic, you can't say Rey. You can't connect it in any way to the sequel trilogy.
I would have to leave that. I would have to leave
gone.
What it would be easy to write because of the way the New Republic kind of lost its way to project force. People to destroy written stuff. I mean, holocrons went missing during the Empire. That's
based in history. You destroy the written record of the fallen. Hell yeah.
So you could have those completely gone, different corner of the galaxy, far away. So you could do it. You would have to tiptoe around things, but is like that's the whole thing with discovering stuff is forgotten knowledge. You have to figure out forgotten knowledge. I mean, that was the whole thing in the prequel trilogies, like the planet that was completely hidden from everyone.
Kamino, the clone planet.
The clone planet.
Dude, Dude, I think that, I mean, dude, you mentioned holocrons. That I think that right away sparked like an entire idea in my head where I'm like, you do the not Ray thing, but you get a main character, male, female, white, black. I don't care who it is, doesn't matter to me, right? They're doing the salvage thing, they're doing the exploration thing. Boom, you find the holocron, and the kid that was low-key force sensitive, that was hiding it from people because he had no idea what was going on, because it's 500, but maybe not Broom Boy, but hiding it from folks because he had no idea, because we're 500 years in the future and the force is forgotten. Maybe that's a thing. That's a way back in, you know. Pave has another good one here. Seriously, Star Wars needs to re-examine the extended universe. Absolutely. We can stop right there. Bring some of those stories back into the fold. There's some good shit. Dude, there's lots of good shit. Dude, Tales from the Bounty Hunter, Tales of the Cantina. There's lots of good stuff. The problem with that, Pape, is none of that is 9-figure material. None of that is billion-dollar material. Like, those are great side stories. Like I'm reading Rogue Squadron. I'm reading Vector Prime, which has a major character death in it. That's a great book, by the way, if y'all haven't read that one. There's so much stuff that you can get into, but I think that really only works if you've already been like indoctrinated to the core Skywalker saga, and then you're invested. You know what I mean? You can't just pick up rando clone trooper battle book. Like I have one that's all like it's about a group of combat medics. Like that, obviously I'm into that kind of thing. But like in a vacuum, that's not a 900. That's not making 800 million at the box office. You know, it just can't.
Now, what you could have done instead of what we got for the sequel trilogies is that you start with the Mandu Grogu area, and you have them trying to project
that recently after episode 6 heading into 7.
Yeah.
Right.
Where they're trying to project their power and everything like that.
100%. He's not wrong. I mean, again, that's a perfect sentiment right there. Pape says, past, present, future, all eras are well fleshed out in the books. Easy to rework some of those novels into series of films. I agree, but I think, again, you need that investment in the mainline stuff to make that successful. I think that's the only way that works.
So, Oracle, how do you think we could get more female viewers into Star Wars right now, without it being at the lowest it possibly could be right now? We need that cryptic, the modern audience.
Carry for a minute. I'm going to run over. Right back, guys.
Honestly, I am not that demographic. I hate to kind of like throw myself under the bus, but I really liked Andor. I don't know. I think I really like the personal, smaller stories, like
where it gets more, where you have more character development, and you can see like that path that they were going on.
Yes, yeah, I really like the Andor series and storyline. The smaller, I think the bigger one is just really hard to like imagine in my head. And again, I'm not, for being like the oracle on this channel, I'm not really that demographic. But yeah, I loved Andor and like focusing on one person, because it's hard to think of like every single, this person under here is like this dude. Does that make sense?
Yeah. Or you don't want to have the bigger picture where you have to worry about who you're killing and stuff like that. Kind of like a Game of Thrones version of Star Wars.
Yeah.
Because you don't know, like, oh no, he killed this guy on the battlefield who's like third cousin to the throne over here. So you like the more personal, intimate stories that Star Wars has, like.
And I don't know all the classes of everything, but Pape, I would totally watch a Jason Momoa Jedi Knight thing.
Wasn't that Duncan and Dune?
Pretty much.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not super into Doom, but I'll watch it for Jason Momoa. And I mean, oh my word, what's his name? How could I forget his name?
Oscar
Charlemagne?
Isaac.
Timothy Chalamet and Oscar Isaac. I mean, the Honest Trailer Guys was right. Like, that is the hottie family of the Doom world.
Dude, for sure. Right before I ran out, Pape was saying you didn't need to have a $1 billion thing to kick things off. It's not that I think you need a $1 billion thing to kick it off. I think the issue is that Star Wars by itself, no matter what, requires a certain investment to make, and it's never going to be cheap. Like we're never getting $100 million Star Wars movie ever in our lifetimes. $100 million. Like they're going to cost you $300 million to make, and they're only going to get more expensive. So they're going to swing for the fences with everything they do. That's what makes it tricky.
Do you think that the price will actually be driven up or driven down now that they've gotten rid of all their in-house CGI people?
I mean, those are cost-saving measures. I mean, I guess we'll see. It'll go down by a solid proportion. But at the end of the day, I think that the scope of the movie that they're trying to make, even if they just put it onto an AI thing, it's still going to take time and processing power and energy and edits. At the end of the day, a human being is going to have to go over it. So, I mean, I don't know. But I think they need every time out, they have to swing for the. Look at Mando and Grogu. That wasn't a swing for the fences. Look what happened. Like it made about $11, and the 12 they were our $11.
But the $11 they got was from people who enjoyed the movie.
True. I mean, that's true.
I think they need to take a trip back to practical and what made the original trilogy so much better than everything they put out. They've tried to do too much CGI.
Mhm.
They try to bring too many things to life and stuff like that. Now, what was that Lady J comment?
Playing that.
Okay.
Thank you. Great chat tonight, guys, too, by the way. Thank you. Appreciate everybody being here. It's been a lot of fun. It says, I asked, is it
Thank
Lady
you.
J?
Yeah,
I
Lady
asked
J.
Lady J what it would take for her to want to watch a new Star Wars movie, and she said Disney sells the rights to someone else who knows how to make a good movie. I think you or I said that about an hour ago when we started. That like they just need to offload. They need to license this out to people that know how to make a movie, but more importantly, like Star Wars. You know.
Isaac just said something.
And
Ta-da!
Some license things out. Yeah, I think Disney doesn't know what they have, and they don't know how to develop what it was.
I mean, these are stories that I feel like have now been passed into legend, but I remember stories out of Lucasfilm and like entire channels on YouTube being built around the internal struggles of Lucasfilm, where they're like, we've seen pictures of their offices where they have pictures of Luke Skywalker with his face crossed out, or like other cups that say Star Wars fans, man, baby tears. Like that's all the shit that's passed into legend now about review channels and things. But like, dude, you're a big sports guy.
Yep.
Could you imagine for 5 seconds somebody running the Lions who just didn't like football? Like, no, those guys eat, live, shit, and breathe football.
Honestly, I think since 1955
What did
until Sheila Hip Ford took over, it was ran by people who didn't like football.
Maybe the Lions was bad example, but you get my point. Like, I'm a Celtics guy. We'll live up here, right? Brad Stevens loves basketball. Like, that's just a thing. When John Henry bought the Red Sox because he liked fucking baseball, and then they won a lot. These people that run these franchises, they don't like our toys. They don't. That's why we get what we get.
Kind of like the Raiders, like that guy did not want to take over. His son did not want to take over for
Al Davis.
Al Davis, his son.
How do I know that? You not know that?
Has the worst haircut
bowl
in the
cut
world
for a billionaire. It's weird.
It's so nasty.
Absolutely weird.
But yeah, it's like him. Like that's why he brought in Tom Brady, because he didn't want to run it. Now he has Tom Brady.
Because that dude eats, lives, shits, prays, breathes football. Like that's who you get. You go get that guy. That's why I'm not sure. We were talking earlier about Filoni taking over. I'm not sure that dude lives Star Wars. I think he loves his Star Wars. I think he loves what he made. And I get that, dude. We write, we create, we've written shit, you've written shit. You always love your baby first, but somebody in charge needs to be a little bit more impartial and say, hey, maybe Ahsoka season 2 isn't what the brand needs right now. We haven't really hit it out of the park. I know I'm using that analogy a lot. But we haven't really gone big with Ahsoka in any location except the fucking Clone Wars. Like maybe we just let the orange chick alone for a little while.
Yeah, she did. She was not present anywhere during the original trilogy, the Fall of the Empire.
And that's fine. You can invent characters. They invented Mara Jade in print. Like she's great.
Yeah.
People love her. Do that. Do something new.
New? What?
I know, right?
No, go back to the well. Beat the dead horse. Beat the dead horse.
But it's like they're beating the dead horse, and then it's like they're shocking it back to life, and then they're beating it to death again to shock it back to life.
Yeah, you go back to that Simpsons clip. He's already dead.
He's already dead. Dude, that's just what it looks like to me. So when Pete, because I love asking those questions, like when I'm on somebody else's live chat, I'll ask that same thing. Like you talk about how it's bad. What would you do specifically to fix it? And the feedback to that question is typically like what the three of us have just collectively said. Like, you have to hit new ideas, right? You have to frame it in a way that gets legacy fans back, because like there is no Star Wars without people that are like 35 to 60 years old. There's just not.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Everybody under 35, they don't care. It's because and part of that is legitimately like organic. Like, there's plenty of stuff that your dad was into that you're not into. Like, you're not into Buck Rogers. You know what I'm saying? Like that's just how it is. Things have their time, and then their time passes.
And it goes back to what I was talking about weeks ago, many episodes ago, as we are at 100 now.
100. Thanks everybody for 100, by the way. Thank you.
Keeping us up, keeping us here, keeping us honest. But Star Wars was inspired by stuff like Buck Rogers. Exactly. The World War II, Token. Like, there's a lot of things. Like, even the original cut that Lucas showed people to get investing. The fighting of the TIEs and X-Wings was actually World War II dogfighting footage that was put in there to show the fight scenes. So we do know that it had other things. Now we don't have people who are taking Star Wars and inventing their own thing. Right. We have people who grew up with Star Wars, who's writing Star Wars stuff, who's trying to shoe in Star Wars lore just to make money. And it shouldn't be that way. Like, maybe Star Wars needs to go away for a while. Like, I know that it pains people to even think about that they might go away. Woohoo! Whoa, wait a minute.
That's a little craziness, Paige. Are you sure about that? There is time, but thank you very much, Warden Prime. We do appreciate you very much. So you are the best.
Drop the hundo.
Wow, that's a channel first for. There's somebody marked down that calendar. We're gonna reflect on this for the next 100 episodes. That's a $100 investment, $1 per episode, to make sure camera 3 doesn't die again. That the lights literally stay on next year. You know, and we'll go from there. The lunch for sure. We'll have lunch, dinner, and probably breakfast the next day.
Oh, I could eat cheap.
Oh,
this could be like 2 days.
Listen, we about to run over the grocery store. I'll just home cook some stuff.
Speaking of that, when did Taco Bell become the expensive fast food restaurant?
Here we go. We were talking about this a little earlier, dude. It's the same problem. They all got too big for their britches, just like these execs at LucasFilms, and they decided to tell you that a basic ass soft shell taco with lettuce, cheese, and no sour cream needed to be $3.89. On what fucking planet I'm paying for that? It's not this one. It ain't Tatooine, baby.
I remember for like $3, you could get
a bag of shit,
3 soft tacos, a thing of Fiesta cheesy potatoes, and a large Mountain Dew. And then if you throw in $2 more, you're getting like a bean and rice burrito.
Dude, there was legitimately a time in my college era where the Taco Bell I would go to would let you add 4 soft shell tacos for $2 to any meal you ordered. So you could walk out of there with a fat ass bag for your fat ass of 7 premium items.
Hey,
you're crazy.
You're speaking to the prior. When I lived down in Miami, my Taco Bell knew my car. I drove up. I'm like, hey, it's me. That like, just pull around, bro. We were already making it.
We got you. Yeah. Dude, it's a true story. This happened to me the other day at Chick-fil-A, because they opened a Chick-fil-A by my side story, guys. We do that a lot with fast food. It's kind of our secondary channel gimmick, right? So they open a Chick-fil-A by my job. It shuts down traffic for the first week and a half. Right?
Oh, yeah, of course it does.
It's Chick-fil-A. I guess that's a thing, right? So after it dies down after the first couple weeks, I start popping in 2-3 times a week because it's the closest, best fast food to my job. After going in there 2-3 times a week for 3 weeks, I start walking in. And because I'm always paying on my debit card and they ask you your name when you order, they're like, hey, can I get a name for the order? Because they bring you your thing to the table, right? Like, hey, Matt, what's going on? I'll do that name, my friend. And I'm like, I don't know that that's good that you know my name like that. Because then when I'm on vacation, right, I get the alert on my phone, right? And it says, we miss you. Here's 1,000 points on the Chick-fil-A app. And I'm like, dude, that's like that old joke. It was an old joke, like the pizza place call was like, "Hey, are you good? We're doing a wellness check." Like, they literally sent me 1,000 Chick-fil-A points because I hadn't been there in like a week. Like, I'll be back, I promise. Like, just give me a minute. I'm out of state.
No, it happens.
Tape knows Mexican pizza.
I know.
Gotta find that these days.
So I had a good rotation. So back to when they had the 2 gordita meal.
Oh, see, that was my jam, dude. That's number 6, T6.
Yeah, and I had the Baja.
Yep.
The Baja gorditas,
Mhm.
which came with your side, which I always got the cheesy fiesta potatoes. I've now switched to the nachos more as my
I don't like the
go-to.
nachos. Cheesy potatoes is the way to go.
Or chips and cheese, not the true nachos. The
yeah.
chips and
I
cheese.
can do that. I can do that.
And then I would get Mountain Dew to drink. But then they knew, like on Thursdays, it was pretty much going to be the quesadilla, chicken quesadilla.
The Della.
Yeah, like they knew me
Vanilla.
like I was family.
Now, the gordita was good, but did you actually get your diabetes on with the chalupa?
Oh, chalupa was a quick, but every now and then you needed to come back to the gordita. Yeah. The gordita's where it was born.
Yeah, right, but then they took it being born and put it in a fry basket and then just dunked the whole thing in oil.
Yep.
Yeah, that's what.
Did you ever try? Oh, go ahead.
I was gonna say the potatoes are so good though. There was one night where we had so many so much good stuff. But one night we had friends over. It was like a community thing, and we had like a potato night, and we made so many big potatoes. It was like we had like at least 30 big potatoes left over. And I told him
it's not small potatoes. I had to say it needed to be said.
It was not. I told him I wanted something other than potatoes. So we went to the Taco Bell drive-thru, and I told him my order, which involved cheesy fiesta potatoes. And he just looked at me like, "Are you serious?" It's like, but it's different.
But that's the epitome of we had cheesy fiesta potatoes at home. Like you became the meat. Like all you needed was not the ranchero sauce. I mean, the orange sauce. You know what I'm talking about. Yeah, that was some good shit. Good Pape says the chalupas rule. Cinnamon. I forgot about cinnamon twist.
Cinnamon twist.
Is that the best, cheapest dessert you can get at fast food? Cinnamon twist. Is that like the best one?
It's definitely probably the best one. Probably not the cheapest. I still think you could get
cinnamon twist. Really?
I think you can get like 4 McDonald's apple pies for 50 cents right now.
In 2026.
Did you guys have? Did you guys have Choco Tacos at your Taco Bell? Because that was one of my first jobs, and so many people coming in off the highway were so upset that we didn't have Choco Tacos, and I didn't even know what that was.
Yep, we had them. We had them up here for a while. I don't think they have them up here anymore. I don't think they're anywhere anymore. I think that's like a discontinued item.
Yeah, it's discontinued for some reason.
We had. Now you remember when I worked at KFC when we're getting all kind of sidetracked for the 100. Thank you everybody. The KFC I worked at had like you could only get it at KFC. They had the Oreo brownie circle cake thing. Do you remember this thing?
Yeah.
It was crazy. You couldn't buy that anywhere in any supermarket. People would come in just to buy that cake. Like, hey, can I get you anything else? Just cake.
Yeah.
You don't need any chicken. You don't need just the cake. They're good. Pape says the old McD apple pies. I mean, minus the inevitable lawsuit for burning your face, they were pretty solid.
Yeah, they are nuclear weapons.
Nuclear. Yo, I mean, right? Yeah, exactly. So,
yep.
Because when you hit it with that temperature to make sure they're done, it literally just says like Fahrenheit 451. Like, it's up there. It's crazy. It is magma level hot. Do you know we didn't do a Taco Bell though? We missed the promo because it was only out for like 3 weeks. The Mountain Dew pie.
Because I went to go do it.
I know.
And I showed up, and our Taco Bell
sold
only
out.
Got 19 total.
Yes. Yep.
The Baja Blast.
Yep. The Baja Blast Mountain Dew pie.
Yep.
Same shit. Do you know?
But the only thing that keeps Burger King in the rotation, and we do it very rarely, is the Hershey pie that they have.
Hershey pie is solid. Hold on.
Like we were there, and like, are we going to get pie? Like, we're going to Burger King. Okay, are we going to get pie?
I'm going to see real quick if Amazon. No, Amazon doesn't a listing for it. Never mind. We're not going to order that off Amazon for the channel. That's a bummer. I was hoping that it had that.
It probably did on eBay, but it probably won't be green anymore. It might be, or might be overly green.
We'll have to check eBay real quick and do that.
That sounds.
No, we'll see how that works out. We had the Baja Blast. See, I can make that at home though.
Oh, right? It's different though, because you're gonna get the Baja Blast that's probably bottled, and the bottled Baja Blast does not stand up to the fountain.
That's a fact.
Baja Blast.
Yeah, you're not wrong about that. That's a fact, 100%.
And that was the whole advantage that Taco Bell held
Yeah,
over
they
the
had-
rest of the world.
Yep.
Is like we have the Baja Blast, and we're the only ones
There was
who
never,
have the Baja Blast.
dude, all through college, there was never a time I went into a Taco Bell and walked out of there with anything other than the Baja Blast. Exactly like you said, you couldn't get a 20-ounce bottle of that.
No.
There was no 12-pack of Baja Blast.
Like there was contests and like we're gonna if we sell this many Mountain Dew bottles of the midnight the pitch black,
Pitch Black was
we will
great.
bring out a run of Baja
Yep.
Blast in the 16 ounce.
You ever had the Pitch Black? Pitch Black was good. It was great. It
Yeah.
wasn't bad.
The great that they have at Circle K's, so much better though.
What's the flavor called?
Oh,
I thought they only had Pitch Black.
No, they have another
ISAP
one.
says gross.
Voltage.
Voltage is blue.
No, not Voltage. It was the one with
Voltage
the
is blue
motorcycle,
raspberry.
and it was only carried at Circle K's. Because not like everybody has their Mountain Dew flavor. Like you have to go around the world to actually get
to get them all.
Yeah.
Paige says I've never had the Baja. Dude, now they've got Baja Blast. They got the Zero Baja Blast. They got the orange one now. It's got like mango.
Mango,
in it.
the
Yeah.
mango Baja Blast.
Purple
Thunder.
Yeah,
That's
I
it.
remember that.
Purple Thunder, the Circle K Mountain Dew flavor.
Okay, Kingsley is right. The Baja Blast at Taco Bell or whatever. I mean, does any Yum brand restaurant have that? Like, does KFC have that?
No.
Does Pizza Hut have that?
Well, technically they can,
But they
it's
never
usually,
do,
But they
right?
need Taco Bell
Yeah.
with them.
They
Like,
need the combo.
They need the
store.
three-headed monster.
Yes. Yeah, you can't just go into a standalone and get that. Dude, but it's in the can, it's okay. But that 2-liter bottle gets really funky. Even the 20-ounce bottle doesn't do it. Doesn't hit it right. Not as good.
Fountain Baja Blast is amazing.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Yes.
That's 100% what I'm saying.
There's nothing that could defeat it. It is the standing champion, the reigning, defending,
As it should be.
undisputed
Champion of the soda world, Mountain Dew Baja Blast. Dude, I had only one more topic on there because I know we got long, and this can actually be a short one. Because, guys, we have one more thing to record tonight, so we're going to bail in a little bit. And I'm only bringing this up because I saw a release date for Vision Quest earlier while you guys were setting up the studio.
Oh,
I knew it was coming out in the fall, but like it's keyed in on Disney Plus for October 14th. And I don't think we've actually said that out loud yet.
No, we haven't.
Okay. So the reason I put it on the topic list at all, not just the release date, is because they kind of gave out a little bit of plot detail and what the show is going to actually, what it's going to be involved in. I think it was the interview with Paul Bettany that I saw from, it was Variety magazine, I think. He said a good chunk of the show, get this, explains the relationship between Vision and James Spader coming back as Ultron. Which,
Yes, I did see that.
See, I did not know about that. But then also the relationships between fathers and sons, like it explores fatherhood. And I'm like, that's wild because we already had a really bad look at motherhood on WandaVision. Like, is this the flip of that, or is this going to be more crap that I'm not going to like because it's going to have a nihilistic view of parenting, which I kind of hate in my media? Like, where do you think this show goes? We're like, how many years off of WandaVision now? 4, 5?
Oh, longer than
6?
that.
I don't even know. It's been a while.
It's been a while. Like, well, Endgame was when?
2019.
2019.
Oh, yeah. So it would have been that next year.
We got something coming up.
Yeah, no, unfortunately, not like the Matthew Modine movie with Linda Florentino. No, not that. Where he's got to wrestle shoot at state. No, not that one. That's awesome, though. Not with that Madonna song. We should actually put that on Retro Watch, actually. Lock it in. Lock it in. Yeah, Marvel stuff we're not interested in seeing. Dude, but it's Vision, though. I'm kind of interested because he's an interesting character.
It makes,
even without the soul gem, he's interesting.
It does make sense that it would be like the father issue because remember, the first iteration of Vision was destroyed, was murdered. It was the only one who died in the first Ultron altercation. And Ultron was a program that was hidden in Tony's database of the shield for the world, the suit of armor for the world. And of course, it comes to the natural conclusion that the only problem with the world is humans.
Yep.
If there were no humans,
as you do,
there would be no war. Because, I mean, as soon as we find Stitch, we're going to start hitting each other with them. Let's look at 2 kids out there. But it does do that because if there was no Ultron, there would have been no Vision because Vision was built in that one.
I mean, you generally have to have like if the mom is crazy, the dad has to balance it out. But if they're both like, the mom and dad are so desperate for children and to be parents,
But
and
see-
stuff.
but see,
That would
that's-
be another level.
Well, I
to it.
wonder if the fatherhood they're exploring though is going to be, like you were saying, it's going to be Ultron to him. Because who else could it be? Like this Vision didn't have the fake kids with Wanda. Like that's her own separate
because
set of
this
bullshit.
this was the
White,
corporate
the white.
building.
This is White Vision, right?
Yeah, this is corporate vision.
It's gonna. This I think it could be an interesting look. They could, because I saw they also have like a cat. They didn't. I don't think they listed the cast, but they also have like a character list. Like every AI that's been in any of these Mark whatever Iron suits is on this show. Like that's what I was really. Edith will be there. Friday's going to be there. Like they have like Ultron's going to be. There's like 5 of them named. And I'm like, okay, so like a look at like AI becoming more aware and developing unique personalities. Like that could be an interesting take. Because I just saw Pape saying, well, Sandra, I'll get you next. My friend Pape was saying it's more Marvel stuff I'm not interested in. Like I was pretty interested in One Last Kill. I was pretty interested after the fact in Wonder Man. So like they're on a little bit, but I'm not saying they're back. I'm not going to give you, we're back, boys. Like not doing that. But like little by slow, some of these smaller things, to Pape's Star Wars point, they are kind of drawing me back in. Is Vision too close to some of the stuff I didn't like WandaVision and Loki? Probably not. So it could be one more thing that'll draw me in. I don't. What do you guys think of that?
I don't know. It depends on how they're going to do it, because there's been so many rumors and they've tried so hard for so long to bring this out. They hinted at it right after WandaVision.
Oh yeah, it's like
was
the closing scene.
Yeah, so this has been on the shoot for what, 7 years now. So I don't have high hopes, but I will go in with an open mind.
Yeah, I think at the very least we're probably going to walk out of that like we walked out of Wonder Man. Like we're pleasantly surprised. Paul Bettany's pretty good. James Spader's pretty good. The like I said, the AI thing I find interesting. I think there's something that they could pull out of that. Saju asked, there is no connectivity between Disney Plus shows and movies. How does Vision Quest connect with Doomsday? Great question. I'm hoping not at all, because I would like for it to just be its own thing.
Kind of like Wonder Man?
Yep. I think that's the way to go. I think they need to have that separate level at this point, because they've shown their current talent level at the studio lacks the capacity, I think, to integrate multiple moving targets. I don't think they should even try that at this point. They should separate diverse and just go their own separate routes and see what they can do. Unless it's something big as Punisher.
Especially when Vision is so far behind us. Like he died a while
10 years ago almost. It's crazy.
Yeah.
And like you were saying, like WandaVision is like 6-7 years behind us now too. Like their first episode is basically going to be a recap of like WandaVision episode 6. They're like, oh, this is how it ended. Oh, thanks. Now I'm back up to speed.
And not including like Wanda is gone. She's somewhere.
Pile of rocks on that mountain somewhere.
Yeah. So,
but I don't remember. We'd have to go back and check. And you guys in the chat, if you remember, you can let us know when they did that Doomsday teaser thing with the director's chairs. Like maybe I'm misremembering. Was Paul Bettany's name on one of those chairs?
I thought he was.
There's that ties right into their question. Like if he's in the chair, you're getting a cameo from one of them. Is it going to be a flashback to like Vision as we know him, or is it because I've heard a lot of this movie? A lot of these cameos are flashback, is what I've heard. It's not just going to be present day. Oh, and King Z walked through the thing and yada yada. He's part of the Avengers now. Like they're going to do rehashes of things to kind of bring you back to where we are.
I did hear Harry Potter will return in Doomsday, though.
Nice.
I don't think he's going to be in Doomsday.
Harry Potter or Paul Bettany?
Bettany.
I was just checking in.
See,
it's a serious question. For a while, we thought everybody was going to return in Doomsday. Yeah. I thought the creepy chick from Obsession was going to return in Doomsday. It seems like she fit the bill. Like, put her in there. The chick was nuts.
The Where's the Beef is coming back in Doomsday.
Did they find the old lady? Sandra says, no, he was not in the Doomsday cast. So there you go.
Oh,
no chair, but just because you don't have a chair doesn't mean they can't do it. We'll see what happens there. But I love Pape being black-pilled on the not wanting to see more Marvel shit that I don't care about. Like I understand completely. I really do, because they brought this on what did Obi-Wan say? You have done this to yourself. You know, that's where we're at with that.
There are a few articles though that say that Paul Bettany is pretty sure he'll be in Avengers Doomsday or an upcoming Avengers.
And maybe he's out of Doomsday. He'll be in Secret Wars. I mean, possibly. But again, I think that goes to Sanju's to their point, to their question. Does it need to be connected? Do they intentionally connect? Is it a happy miracle or happy accident that somebody remembered that character is out there? Shoehorn him into a 4-hour Marvel movie.
Yeah.
Probably.
Now, how will Rhodey and Vision like seeing each other for the first time since the accident?
Ooh.
Since he shot him out of the air.
Ooh. Good one. And since Rhodey got kidnapped by Skrulls or whatever, and that wasn't really him. I don't know. Good questions. I don't think they have the stones to address that kind of conflict on screen. I really don't. I think the best interpersonal conflict they ever had was Tony and Steve in Civil War. And like they realized they hit a point. That's it. We're not doing anything else like that ever again. Those were our two like A-list characters. I don't think enough people would care about Rhodey and Vision actually had to hash that out. Another good question. Can you take this one? You can see it there.
Bringing back RDJ is a cash grab or for a good story. I'm going to lean in because it is the Russo brothers a good story.
Ooh.
Because of they're trying to close out the multiverse, and this makes sense. And like they've pointed out a lot of stuff over the time of this of how this is tied together. It started with what was that? Endgame, where he goes back in the past and he runs into his dad, and he said he's going to the hospital because his son's being born.
Yeah.
But that's not Tony's birthday.
Nope.
So that could have been Victor Von Doom, or like Tony could have been Victor Von Doom, like he was adopted because Victor Von Doom's was a orphan because his mother was killed by Mephisto.
Yeah.
So and this is what like Tony Stark became this version of Tony Stark. And like Tony Stark in another universe might look different, might look like Tom Cruise. So
fan cast.
So that's what they're trying to hint at. And like the person who looks like Tony Stark is actually Victor Von Doom, and he's been around since the beginning. And they're going to start hinting at all those flashbacks of where Victor was around pulling these strings. And like I brought up before, is like, what if them undoing the snap brought him back to do this? Like, what if he was one of the ones who blipped out and then it kind of stopped his whole plan? But because they brought everyone back,
he's back too.
He's back. And somehow he found more power outside the Infinity Stones. Like Doom is like, I would say top 3 Marvel villain of all time. Like before Thanos, there was Dr. Doom.
The Magneto and Doom, 1 and 2. Or any given day, I guess I could probably flip them, honestly. I think for me, I think it's not a cash grab or not just a good story idea. I think it's everybody wins. Robert Downey Jr. is going to make $4 billion on this. The Russo brothers get an easy star to headline a recovery movie. The story itself can be as complex as they want to make it because those guys can write that story. RDJ can carry the emotions that'll be necessary to be Doom and make him feel different than Tony Stark. So I think it's an everybody wins thing. I think fans, dude, I mean, did you want that Doom, or did you want a brand new guy being a brand new Doom the same way they got a new Kang, like they got somebody else to be a new villain you had never seen? It didn't work out. They couldn't go with it for legal reasons that came up and they had to move on.
Yeah. But it also sets up for us to have that still.
True.
Going into Secret War.
Yeah.
Like the reason like Tony was Tony because he stopped the Victor Von Doom of his world.
Right.
But what we might be looking at is the Victor Von Doom from Fantastic Four's world.
I think that's going to be the time. We were talking about that last summer. I think that's exactly how that's going to go. He's going to follow them through as they were leaving.
Yeah, and then with him, and he's trying to find some way to build the machine he built in Secret Wars where he steals the power. And it probably won't be the Beyonder because they've not introduced the Beyonder whatsoever. No. So it's probably going to be from Franklin.
Yep. Who they did introduce, absolutely. Yep. And they put in the same room with Doom in that teaser post-credit scene with Invisible Girl, or Invisible or whatever.
Yeah.
So
and like and we remember that Franklin was supposed to be the one who replaced Galactus.
Right. Which I thought was actually an interesting little bit that they did there. I wasn't expecting that movie.
But it was to mark him as cosmic.
Mm-hmm. Which I thought was that was a clever way of them doing that. So, dude, I think we need to probably get up out of here because we still have to do Widow's Bay. That's right. We're gonna do a Widow's Bay review, guys. We're gonna get that out to you guys. as soon as we can. But on behalf of, and never mind, I'm gonna let Kingsley do it.
Well, we got one more comment coming in.
Sorry. On a tape delay.
There we go. Doom is an alias for Tony Stark who didn't step back
Could
from
be.
the munition production.
I like that. I like that as an idea. But then, no, I don't know, because then he's still Tony Stark. He's not Victor Von Doom.
Yeah, Victor Von Doom comes from Slovakia.
Latveria.
That's
Yeah, I
it.
gotcha.
Latveria. I knew it was one of those areas in the Eastern Bloc.
Uh-huh. I like that as a concept. As a multiverse concept, that's not bad.
Yeah.
The guy that, maybe didn't get kidnapped and had to have that heart-to-heart, that come to Jesus moment where he realized he was kind of a scumbag. I kind of like that.
But you had the reporter who said they call you the
Angel of Death or Dr. Death. Oh, they did say Dr. Death, I think.
or something like that.
Yeah. And Iron Man 1. That's right. True. Good point, Pape, as always. Another good idea, rather.
All right. Well, after 1,000 miles tracked to get up here, a couple battlefields, few historical sites. Me and Oracle has made the trip, and this was 100% worth it. For 100, we would like to raise a glass to everyone who's been here for 100 weeks straight.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. We're looking for another 100. Maybe we'll add another 0 behind it.
Whoa. Easy, Buckaroo.
But yeah, let's get to 104 for 2 straight years.
Yeah.
And then it'll be 150. But thank you guys again. This makes Wednesday so much more fun.
It really does. It really does. Hey, thank you, Warden Prime. You're the man. We appreciate your generosity. You're too kind. We are going to reinvest that directly into the broken equipment as soon as the stream's over.
And we're going to be returning some equipment. We're looking at you, Amazon.
100%, because you screwed us on that one. But until next time, guys, we'll be back at our normal studios next week. We're going to get cracking on the next couple of reviews. We have Widow's Bay next. We have Supergirl live reaction. Probably not live reaction. We're going to do it tomorrow night when we get out, though. And then for Ivan, we have something special coming through for him because he requested we review a show, and we will, because I already watched it all. Kingsy's lagging a little behind through no fault of his own. So,
and one more announcement from my side. This is a personal message. I have finished draft 2 of my book.
Oh, yes.
It will be being prepared for alpha readers here soon. I will have a website for people to apply. Well, not like a website, it'd be more like a Google site. So keep your eyes open on our social. We are on Instagram. We are on the Facebookies, and we are on the community tab here on YouTube. So go ahead and keep your eyes open. And for that Google Doc, I'll choose a couple to read it. You'll have some questionnaires to fill out, and we'll see where we go from there.
All right, guys. From everybody else on the Widow Wolfstead team, thank you again for 100 episodes, and we will see you guys next week, 9 p.m. Eastern. Take care. Drive safe. We love you guys. Wardens, rise!
Bye, people.